So today in our Bible study, which is only 5 minutes long, we're going to talk about Isaac, and we're going to talk about how you get past people's insecurity. There are times in life when you find yourself fighting people, and you're not quite sure why you're fighting them, but you're fighting them because they're insecure about something. And sometimes you can't quite put your finger on it. Well, in this story, Genesis chapter 26, listen to me as I read for you. It's an incredible text, and it really does say a lot about how this stuff gets way out of control. And sometimes when it gets out of control, you're trying to grab it. You're trying to say, well, I'm just, I don't know why people are treating me this way and why they're so insecure around me. Well, it happens sometimes just because you've succeeded or because you advanced in some way. So here we are, Genesis chapter 26, verse 15. Here we go. Now the Philistines had stopped up all the wells which his father's servant had dug in the days of Abraham, his father. And they filled them with earth. Why? They were jealous of him. They just were mad. They said, we're tired of watching you prosper. So they filled up all of his wells. And wells were really important back then. Is where you got water from. And water is really important in the desert areas. And so you fed your cattle. It was just really important. So anyway, they filled up all the wells with dirt. Terrible. And look what happens in verse 16. But the king Abimelech said to Isaac, go away from us, for you are much mightier than we. So now we've got this guy. He's just surrounded. Now he's in a strange land, but he's having this problem with people's insecurity. Now, please be clear. He's fighting their insecurity, which means they're saying, we just don't feel good around you. And that can happen as you succeed. You need to learn that. You need to learn that part of success, the challenge is people struggle. And they struggle on two sides. They struggle comparing your abundance to theirs. So you make twice the money, 3 times the money, 4 times the money, 5 times the money, and they're nervous around you because they like to be around their peers. And you make them feel shorter, smaller. On the other side, there are people that are struggling because they just can't figure out why they don't have it. They're struggling with what you have, and they're struggling. So on both sides. So what you try to do is comfort people. You try not to play up yourself too much. I call it celebrity training, especially if you become really important in an environment where you're kind of the person that everybody looks to or whatever. You have to learn how to wear your humility, with humility, your success. You have to learn how not to compare yourself with people who make less than you or who have less opportunity than you. So if you're with some friends and they're talking about where they went, and they say, well, I went down to Tybee Island. If you're not from Savannah, Georgia, that's a place not too far. It's real close, like it's a local beach area. And I was just having a blast. It was fabulous. I rented a room. And then you come in and say, I went down to England for the weekend and stayed at, please don't do that, and met with the Pope or whatever. Don't talk about that. Just tell them you had a good weekend. And so sometimes it's really awkward for people when you express where you are and they see it. In this story, you see people struggling with insecurity because of Isaac's success. And when you see that, you just have to embrace it, help them do the best you can, and you don't ever talk them down. Eventually, Abimelech and Isaac kind of work things out, and Abimelech says he didn't know the guys that filled in all of his wells and all of that. But at some point, it may work out, but you can't force people. And I've learned to not try to force people because people pass judgments about you and they think you mean things that you don't mean, and that's not something you can control. So, having said that today, love people who are struggling with you, give them time, and you just learn how to be a humble, nice person and enjoy your success. You can't control what people think, and I've learned that. I'm not responsible for that view. I didn't create that. I'm not responsible. What I try to do is try to help people along if they're struggling with me in some way, and I try to be supportive because I've been in that place, and I'm tempted myself to look at somebody else's success and judge myself. I've learned to say, listen, I'm not going to be the kind of person who is insecure because of your success. I want to learn to celebrate and clap with you. So I hope that helps you today. My name is Pastor Ricky Temple. I hope you've enjoyed our time together. And I hope that you, my friend, would get our app. I say it every day, right? It's really cool. The app has all kind of great stuff on it. It's free. Download it, Overcoming by Faith Ministries app, and put it in your system and keep it on your phone. It's really cool. And we'd love to get to know you. So feel free also to write me an email if you have a question. pastor@overcomingbyfaith.org. That's pastor@overcomingbyfaith.org. I'll see you next time right here. And we'll hope to sharpen you a little bit. And this time you'll be really confident. Bye-bye.